Well, it is summertime, which means it is grilling season, but sometimes we all don't like to admit grilling can be very difficult unless you know someone with the Kentucky Beef Council, and of course we do. Kelly is in our Charlie Wilson KitchenAid kitchen this morning to give us a little grilling 101 to make sure we are turning up the heat on our grills this summer. So great to have you back.
Yeah, thank you for having me again.
Well, you have plated up something oh so delicious, but first, what are some of those essential tools and steps on how to get started with grilling, especially if they haven't fired it up yet this summer?
Yeah, it can be really intimidating, and the last thing we want around the grill, especially when it's so hot outside, is having to stand out there, something go wrong, and then potentially get injured, maybe have food that's not cooked how you like it, and then not having a great eating experience. So some of my all-time favorite tips are actually some of the tools I brought with me today.
Okay.
My first tip for sure is making sure that you have that grill and you know necessarily how to use it. So whether that be a charcoal grill, a gas grill, or you have an electric grill, making sure that you're reading through that instruction manual or even a quick Google search on how to use your grill to make sure you can heat it up properly. The next thing we're going to make sure that we want to do is that we're heating up our grill before we're even putting our meat on it. So when you use a grill, when you have your steak or your veggies, when you throw those on, you're going to want to hear that sizzle. That means your grill is hot enough and you can have a great sear on your steak, but also you won't be as likely to maybe undercook it in one spot of the other, especially with a gas grill where it may be heated differently in certain places. But then these are my favorite tools. So making sure that, especially if you're out at the grill, you're having tongs or a spatula that has a longer handle where you can hold it away from the grill so that you're not getting burnt. And then my all-going-to favorite tool is going to be our meat thermometer for this grilling season. Yeah.
And what I like too is most of them now are digital.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to have like the metal stick with the little like meter on it. It's just super quick and easy, and it tells you right then and there.
Yeah, and the great fun tip too, if maybe you don't know if yours is calibrated correctly, you don't know if it's actually giving you, get a glass of ice water and make sure that it actually goes below freezing, and that'll tell you, or just a cup of ice, and that'll let you know if it's going to the right temperature.
That is a really good tip. And something I just thought of is don't ever use a wire brush to clean your grill. I've seen so many incidents, especially on Facebook, that have gone around where people accidentally swallow one of those little shards of wire, and then it's an ER visit, and that would completely ruin your backyard barbecue. Yeah. So that would probably be a great tip too.
And if you're watching this and all you have is a wire brush, something good too, onion, if you just rub that across the grill, it can clean it really well as just like balling up some tin foil, and with some tongs rubbing that against it can help as well. Get some of that maybe gunk if you didn't clean it immediately after that last grilling. Oh,
yes. And so how do you know which cut is best for grilling? Because there's so many out there. Yeah. A lot of people just buy the cheapest thing, which might not always be the best option.
Yeah, and it may be okay. One of the biggest things too, a lot of it's personal preference. So for this recipe that I brought today, I chose a really lean, thin cut. Because when I was thinking, I wanted thin pieces on my salad that would be super simple to eat. And then, but what you're gonna be looking for is gonna be those ingredient cuts. So we're thinking ground beef for our burgers, but when we're thinking about cattle necessarily, they're not out in the fields doing sit-ups, you know? Right. So there are going to be some more tender cuts probably in that rib or loin region, so if it kind of follows with that. But what I actually brought on this salad is a top round boneless steak, and it was super thin. It's a lot more inexpensive than if you're buying ribeyes or New York stripped, which are, we all know, delicious, but may just not be the right aspect. And this was super simple to make.
And it's cooked perfectly, and that's another best way. How do you know if your beef is cooked properly? And of course you want to use your handy dandy meat thermometer, but how long do you typically want to cook your meat?
Yeah, so my personal favorite is medium rare, which is 145 degrees Fahrenheit. But with a steak that is this thin, really you're going to only need a minute or two on each side, searing it so that you have it. But if it's thicker, making sure that you don't flip it and flip it and flip it, that you're leaving it for a second and then flipping it over. So usually about 4 minutes on each side if you're looking for about a average sized cut steak. If it's larger, making sure you have that meat thermometer. You're also going to want to take your steak off of the grill or off of your heating surface about 5 to 10 degrees lower than what you're looking for. So I'm wanting 145. I'm probably going to take it off about 135 so that it can continue to heat up after it's taken off.
That is a really good tip. So how did you put this salad together? It looks so colorful, of course, very summery. So what all did you put together in this bowl?
Grilling can be intimidating, and if you're anything like me that doesn't want to spend a year in the kitchen, This is perfect. So all this is a bed of spinach and kale on the bottom, kind of massage it, have a nice good lettuce bottom. And then you're able to just have all your favorite ingredients. So what I just have is zucchini, squash, and red onion. And I threw that actually on the grill on one side with my steaks on the other. It was all cooked. I take it off. I let my meat rest for a little bit. I just cut it all up, threw it in the bowl, and then I have some balsamic vinaigrette, and then I put some balsamic glaze on top.
The glaze, that is something that is just so easy, that just could elevate really any type of meat, whether that is beef or chicken or even fish too. It's just something nice on hand, and it looks so good too.
Yeah, so really overall, the biggest part was having to just start the grill, get it out in the grilling, and then just cutting it up. It can take you about 15 minutes just to do this whole meal. If you have your grill heated up, you're prepping your produce, you can put it on in the spears and then just dice it up to throw it on the salad.
Super, super easy. What are some common mistakes that people kind of make when they're grilling for the first time or just kind of preparing beef in general?
Yeah, it's super hot outside. And so I think there's like that urban myth that I was always told, where you want to pull it out of the fridge and get it to room temperature before you grill it. And we're going to want to go from the fridge to our grill as quickly as possible.
Okay, I was gonna ask, because I've heard you kind of want your meat to kind of be rusty, maybe even leave it out an hour before you start cooking, but you don't want to do that.
No, so you're gonna want to try to keep it and maintain its temperature of about 40 degrees Fahrenheit or in between that in the fridge as long as possible, because that once it gets over that, there's more potential for food bacteria to be growing. So you can take it out of the fridge and season it up and put it back in the fridge if you'd like with the seasonings on it, or you can have it really ready to go, take it out of the fridge, season it up, and then go to your grill.
Okay, that is a really, really good tip. So if people are interested in maybe learning some more tips or even some easy recipes like the one that you brought with today, how can people just learn more?
Yeah, kybeef.com. We have more than 3,000 recipes. We have grilling tips and tricks. It can be broken down. We have it going for step-by-step instructions, maybe how to start your grill, what to do once you take your meat off, and then how to enjoy it. So kybeef.com has all of our resources.
All right, Kelly. Well, thank you so much for stopping by today. I know we're going to catch up again in August because you're going to have a big state fair booth. So we'll definitely catch up when you come back then.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So again, to learn more, just go to kybeef.com to learn more and to get even more grilling tips.